Hey everyone, today we're going to check out a team comp. I've had an idea for a free-to-play and a spenders version of the different team comps that we can make in the game, so we will start with the free-to-play version. I'll probably split this into a few parts, otherwise it'd be an extremely long video. And before we get into it, I'm going to be referring to spots 1 through 6. I'll throw a little image up on the screen showing you what I mean by that. It's just the way you should position your units in your team. So first off, we have a great adventure-based team, and we're going to name it Rage Smash. It's a classic team from the start of the game, and it's still very much usable. So, of course, our spot 1 is going to be Ming. He's going to be here to buff our team. And one of the most important things we're going to give to him is the Inferno Dragon Colossus. This should be the first one you unlock, and it's specifically for Ming. You just need it unlocked. You don't need to level it up yet. You can in the future. But it's for the rage cannot be reduced below 4 at the start of the battle. That's going to ensure Ming gets his skill off no matter what. And then we're also going to give him one more thing. That's going to be the Sword of the Wild Antique. This is going to give him an extra turn at the start of the battle. Even just unlocking it initiates an attack at the start of the first turn, which doesn't use attack attempts. After you level it up, it just gives you more turns. So you turn 1 right there, 2, 3, 4, and then it ends at every single turn he gets an extra attack. So even just unlocking it once is good. I have an antique video you can check out. It's in my playlists. So just giving him the Inferno Dragon and the Sword of the Wild, it's going to be a minimum of 4 rage and a maximum of 6 rage in turn 1. I'm pretty sure it's 4 or 6. It's either 4 to 6 or 6 to 9. I can't exactly remember. Either way, you're going to have more than enough rage to get attacks off with everybody. We'll just double check that here. After casting a skill, 30% chance to restore 1 rage. After casting a skill, 50% chance the skill will be casted again. Rage regen 2, 50% chance for another 2. And then 1 more for each time, so that's 6. Oh, plus his original, his Sword of the Wild skill, so that's 9. Yeah, because there's gonna be another 2 from that and another 1 from there. So a minimum of 4 and a maximum of 9. This also gives us a 30% attack minimum and 37.5% max for attack, as well as a 20% crit rate or a 60% if it stacks. I'm not exactly sure what the wording here, because after casting a skill increases all officers' crit rate by 20%, but it says that the skill will be casted again and the effect of healing and attack boost increase with minus 50%. So I'm not sure if that would even add more crit onto it. Just some of the wording in this game, it's kind of hard to tell. And plus when you're in a fight, you can't even go in and check your buffs. So we'll just call it 20% just to be conservative with it. He's also going to apply some healing. His regular attack actually does some single target healing, and his skill does 60% of his attack with worth of healing. And because of that healing, you're going to want to use, I got to go to a unit here real quick. Oh, I'm in gallery. Let's go to Great Adventure, go to Potential. You're going to want this on all of your units. Healing excess of max HP is converted to shield of equal amount up to 50% of max HP. There's also a servant that you can put on everybody that's going to increase that. It is the Remedial Servant. When maxed out, when a hero's at full HP, 140% of overheal amount from healing received becomes a shield. Also gives you a damage reduction. Plus the Springtime Renewal that was at 50%, so we got 190% of our healing gets converted to shields if we're already at max health, which is absolutely nuts. So I'll just show you the servants I have on mine. They're far from optimal, so I'll go over which ones you should have. Blessing, always, it's a must for everybody. Ming is good, just for the damage reduction, and it splits non-lethal damage between everybody, so it's kind of like a little bit of a budget Aqua skill. We have Joan of Arc, just some more damage reduction, 20% chance to reduce the attacker's attack, which is alright, that's fine. It's the damage reduction we want though. I put the healing on there because that will in turn give everybody else more shields from that Spring Renewal potential. I've got this on there because he does do single target healing. And the 3 that I don't really need is this extra HP there, and then just heals at the start of every turn, or start of turn 2. Those I can swap out for the Sturdy Servant, damage reduction. Where is it here? Seclusion is actually really good, but only after you've ranked it up to at least 4-star, I believe. Otherwise, it's more of like an even trade-off. You're just trading your damage for damage reduction, but at the end, reduce on crit rate and final damage by 15%, but it gives you 40% final damage reduction and 40% crit res. So that's a good trade-off. Like I said, Remedial's good for the extra shields that it'll be giving you. Twin can also be really useful, gives you a 100% chance to gain death immune on taking lethal damage. Fortifying is okay. It's a hit or a miss with the Blessing Servant. There'll be times where it'll help you and times where it does nothing, right? Take a look at the mythics, see if there's any that would suit him. I don't see any jumping out. Just the Ming and the Joan of Arc that we already have. So yeah, just those unparalleled ones I talked about can replace these, the Slepios, the Ares, and Abe no Seme. For Colossus, you can give him Frigid Ursa. That's going to up his healing effect and give him some damage reduction, but upping his healing effect was going to give everybody else more shields. Healing received plus 50%, you can give that to other people, even more shields for them. But if you only have one copy like I do, just give him to Kong Ming. And you can also give him the Stormbringer Phoenix, just a little bit of extra survivability, just heals him for every 7 times being attacked. You can also do that with the Golden Crow, suffering crit and increase 7% damage reduction for 1 turn. Our second spot is going to Hera, and she's here for 2 reasons. First off, she can still rage with her skill, which is then given to herself and the allied officer with the highest attack. So you can see here, steals 1 rage from the back row, well, 50% chance. And she can also generate rage after casting a skill. 65% chance for 1 rage, 25% chance for 2 rage, and a 10% chance for 3 rage. And it'll give it to the ally with the highest attack, which this whole team's built around Great Adventure, so it'll be giving him that. And after casting a skill, also applies an invincible shield to the officer with the lowest HP for 2 turns, which is really, really strong. So she's just a great all-around support unit, and especially for this team, trying to generate rage for Great Adventure. And all the rage generated and the rage stolen, returned to self and the allied officer with the highest attack, they should all go to Great Adventure because he should have the highest attack on your team. Our next spot, which is spot 3, is going to Gilgamesh. He's going to be another support unit that can steal and generate rage. After casting his skill, restores 1 rage to all allied officers, as well as 2 rage to himself, and then 2 rage to the ally with the highest attack. His normal skill also has a 50% chance to steal 1 rage. His normal attack, also has a 50% chance to steal 1 rage from the enemy, which is really nice. And he grants the allied officer with the lowest HP a shield equal to 20% of their max HP and gives him a 20% attack boost after he casts a skill. Oh, and he gets a deployment bonus with Great Adventure. They both get 15% attack buff when he's deployed with them, which is really nice seeing as this whole team revolves around pumping up Great Adventure just to smash down the enemy team. Our 4th spot is going to be Great Adventurer. So he should be nice and full of rage from Kong Ming, Hera, and Gilgamesh. And he'll also have that attack boost from being paired with Gilgamesh. And he's going to be our main source of damage. For the antiques, I like to put... Where is it? Here. I don't have it on him right now, but it would be good to put this geared up. Gains rage upon killing enemies, because you really want to keep his rage up, so he's always got at least 14 rage, so he's just smashing down the enemy team. For his servants, you're going to want to avoid anything that says skill in the title. When attacking enemies with skill, won't work on him. Raging, casting a skill, won't work on him. Same with Lamia. No, not Lamia. Moon. After casting a skill, won't work on him. Because he's unable to cast a skill. All that damage is coming from his basic attack. And the passive from here, I guess. So what I have on him, again, probably not optimal, but everybody needs blessing. And then the next servant you should be going for him would be Edge, just for straight up damage boost. For the mythic servants, let's go to the servant bag here. Lamia would be good. I have never gotten a single copy of her. Lucifer is good, basic attack damage boost, which is what he does for damage. Great Adventure is also really good. Basic attack damage, and it gives you a chance to take an extra basic attack. And even Lubu can be good once you get him ranked up enough. Because right at the beginning it's just lifesteal, right? But then you get it ranked up to, 3-star? 4 basic attacks increase the final damage of the next attack by 30%. So at least rank 3 for this one. And then the last damage boosting one would be Guan Yu, giving you that crit rate, crit damage, and a chance to break Invincible Shield, even though it will only be 25% for Great Adventurer. The legendary servants, Ren is not going to work, that's skill damage, but Portobello is really good. Just gives them extra damage for HP lost on the enemy. And then we have Ninja and Panda, and that's pretty much what I got on mine. If I had Lamia, I would swap out Asclepios. If I had the Great Adventurer one leveled up enough, I'd swap out Ninja. So just equip the best ones that you can. Now for spot 5, we actually have a few choices. You could use Moon. She's pretty good at dealing damage. Guan Yu's really good. You could use Musashi, or you could use Lu Bu. We just basically need a secondary damage dealer to help clean up all the units after Great Adventurer drops the hammer on them. If you listen to me in my earlier videos and saved up all your tokens for the Dark Satan banner, you should probably also have a copy of her, but she's not exactly free to play. Even if you were saving, you might not have had enough tokens to summon for her. So we'll assume you'll use Guan Yu, Moon, or Lu Bu because Musashi also wasn't exactly free to play, at least not getting enough copies of her to rank her up. So I'll show you my Dark Satan, and you should be able to use pretty much the same servants for Guan Yu or Moon. So I've got Moon on her since she does a bunch of extra attacks, and Guan Yu will be doing extra attacks, so it's perfect. It'll get those stacks up high. Blessing, of course. I got Slaying on her because she does attack a column. Like this is not the best with single target, so it's only 5%. She does column, which is 10%. Row would be even better, because that would be 14%. AoE is the best, 25%. So this would be good on, not even that great on Lu Bu, because Lu Bu is going to be doing a bunch of extra basic attack AoEs, right? So this is definitely for different characters. We'll go over in the other videos. But Ren for sure, skill damage. Portobello, he's great. Edge, of course. Guan Yu is great for all the damage dealers. I've got Great Adventure on her because she does do extra basic attacks. Like this Great Adventure would be really good for Lu Bu as well. Same with Guan Yu because he does extra basic attacks. So you could use something very similar to this if you're going to be using Moon. That would probably apply for Guan Yu as well. I'm not exactly sure what I have on him right now. Oh yeah, not nearly as good. But since he does do single target, you can use this Jiang Aqua. 100% chance to lower the rage by 1, only for single target damage. And same with Hera. 60% chance to steal a rage from the enemy, dealing single target damage. So that won't work for Lu Bu or for Moon, but it'll work for Guan Yu. And if you're going to be using Lu Bu, Edge, Blessing, of course. Remedial is good on everybody, just because of Kong Ming. Seclusion as well is good for everybody. Raging could be good on Lu Bu or Dark Satan or Guan Yu, because this is a rage generating team. We're going to have the extra rage. So that is perfectly viable for this team. It's actually probably pretty good for this team. Now, our last spot I'm going to give to Yukihime. She's here for some more rage shenanigans. So she got a 60% chance of gaining 1 rage each time an allied officer gains rage. And she'll also reduce the target's rage by 1 after casting a skill. Keep in mind her skill is an AoE. It's really nice though, is each time an enemy gains 1 buff, 23% chance to dispel it up to 2 times per round per target. And each time a buff is dispelled, deal damage equal to 10% of enemy's max HP up to 20% of her HP and deduct 1 rage. Rage manipulation's like really important, especially earlier in the game, which believe it or not, we're still in early game. A lot of people are talking about end game stuff, and we're not even done with the first batch of units that they're releasing. In Examcock, we are, I think, just about done the second batch, and in the Asian servers, they are currently releasing the 3rd batch of units. So if you think we're in endgame, we're not. We're in early game. I've also seen Yukihime deal some pretty nutty damage, believe it or not, but she's mostly here for messing with their buffs and their rage. So to kind of wrap everything up, we'll go here. All your supports can get Golden Crow, damage dealers, Asia Wolf. Your supports, Stormbringer Phoenix, damage dealers, Earth-Taking Shiger, Earth-Shaking Tiger, would you believe that? Because the next attack deals 80% more damage for every 4 attacks. So units like Moon, Lu Bu, they're going to be doing a ton of attacks, even Guan Yu, so this is really going to help them out. Kong Ming has priority for Inferno Dragon, Sundering Behemoth on everybody. There are only 5 slots. Once you get it to Famed 3, you'll unlock the 5th slot. I guess should be in Deploy. Yeah, 13 star, Famed 3. So you're going to have 1 teammate left out. You're going to take one of the units you have in here. You're going to come to Antique, and then you're going to link one of the units that you had in Sundering Behemoth with the one unit that's left out of Sundering Behemoth, because this is going to kind of tie them together. So I'll just read what I have unlocked. Gains the birth status upon deploying. If their HP drops to 0, converts birth to death and fully restores the other birth officer's HP once per battle. Being possessed or banished also removes the birth status. Death switches back to birth at the start of the next turn. So this is just gonna help keep them alive, because that one extra person, like your 6th unit, is probably gonna need a little bit extra help. And I would probably make that Yukihime, just because she's not vital to the team. She is messing with the enemy team, but this whole team's built around giving Great Adventure as much rage as we possibly can. Servants, everyone should have the Blessing Servant. That should be your priority when you're getting your servants ranked up. As you can see, I'm kind of behind on my servants. And just a reminder, don't use any servants that have anything to do with skill on Great Adventure because they won't work. Any units that can do single target damage, even with their basic attack, should have Hera and Jiang Aqua, unless you've got something better to replace them with. And your supports can get any damage reduction servants like Joan of Arc or Sturdy, or I guess there's not any damage reduction servants in here. If you still have empty slots in your supports, Ares is great, extra HP. If they're healers, you can throw some heal on them. Or Asclepios I like to use if I have an extra slot, just for some extra healing. And that should cover the Rage Smash team. I will be doing 2 more parts for the free-to-play series, so I've got 2 more teams. One's the Budget Burn team, and the next is a Tank Girls team. And then we'll move on to the Spenders teams. I might mix in the Spenders teams in, like, might not do 3 videos of free-to-play, then 3 videos of Spender. I might just mix and match them in, see how it goes. So if you got any comments or questions, leave them in the comments below. If you're not subscribed, please do so, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.